Hi, I'm Jory, and welcome to my channel. In this video, I am guided to speak on spiritual messages, downloads, and insights I am receiving and have been receiving for twin flames and high level soulmates. So, in this particular reading, I am sensing so much energy regarding the energetic space that twin flames and high level soulmates are in at this time. Every twin flame experience is different, and so the messages that are coming in are specific to a few rare twin flames. And I'm getting that maybe only one rare soul might resonate with this video. One rare twin flame, one rare twin flame connection. However, take what resonates and leave the rest. Some of the messages in this video are likely to resonate with twin flames and high level soulmates. So, as I was journaling earlier, I was guided to do some shadow work, some digging into what energies are kind of hidden under the surface in regards to the twin flame path, what twin flames are experiencing at this time in greater alignment, in inner equilibrium, or even just in energetic and spiritual connection. I'm getting that for the twin flames that are in inner union, have awakened in their divine feminine and divine masculine internally. For those who have awakened their divine feminine energy, and in so doing, balancing their inner masculine, calling into harmonization their inner masculine energy, I'm getting that there are some things coming up, some things coming up for processing as you are on this journey in fully expressing your fullest expression of your light soul energy, of your highest vibrational self on your highest vibrational timeline. I'm getting that when you were in a less awakened version of yourself, you often had trouble with the idea of being perceived. And I'm getting that this is a highly specific message, so only a few of you twin flames and high level soulmates might resonate with this. Maybe even one rare soul. But I'm getting that being perceived by others inaccurately is triggering. Feeling as though your uniqueness, your rareness lessens because someone else copies something that you do or adopts something that you do into their own behavior or actions. I'm getting that these are things that have come up for you on your spiritual path and soul journey to fully embodying your highest vibrational self. I'm getting that this is not uncommon. This doesn't seem uncommon for the this time on earth where everything is extremely artificial, especially in a way that is commercial, and especially in ways that are like someone sees someone doing something, and if enough people like that thing, then someone else will do exactly copy exactly what that person who is being liked by seemingly a lot of people are doing, not because they resonate with what you're doing, not because they relate to it, but because they relate to it and resonate with it. But most often than not, these people are just imitating you, copying you, doing what you're doing because they think, because a lot of people like that you were doing it, that it's somehow a popular thing. It's somehow something that is going to make them seem better in the eyes of other people. And I'm getting that on your twin flame path and soul journey, you are awakened to the illusions of the ego, the ego trying to satisfy some notion of being liked and being accepted, even if you don't accept yourself. If you are liked by other people, you feel a sense of confidence because then you feel like that you are somehow validated by being validated by other people. You feel like that's fulfilling. But on this twin flame path and soul journey, you have awakened to the reality that the only validation that truly matters is your own internal validation. And in another video I recorded, the message came up that your internal validation, your inner guidance, your inner voice is something that is essential on this twin flame path, because this path is highly unconventional. This path and experience is not something everybody experiences in their life. This coming into fifth dimensional consciousness is something not every soul chooses to do in this lifetime. And therefore, it sometimes feels very much like if you could just be quote unquote normal, if you could just somehow mold into society, that things would be better for you. But you, in this twin flame union, know that this is not the truth. You know that you trying to ignore the voice of your soul does no good for you in the long run. And trying to convince yourself that you would be better off by assimilating into society and just going along with things that you feel on a deeper level aren't resonating with you, aren't connected to or aligned with the timeline that your soul desires, this high vibrational timeline, this highest vibrational timeline, and your highest vibrational self, you know that this would not satisfy you to go against what you feel on a deeper level, because you are highly sensitive. As someone who is deeply connected to source, to divine, to the higher dimensional realms, when you did this, if you at some point, I'm getting that at some point you might have put your inner voice aside in favor of external validation, in favor of appearing some way on the outside, instead of attending to what is going on in your inner world. And in doing this, this was a lesson that you learned in doing this, that when you could be successful in doing exactly that, in just focusing on your external world, the external validation around you, because I'm sensing that you are this soul that if you focus on anything, you can manifest it, you can bring it into your lived experience and your lived reality. And so you could very well be what is understood as a successful person in the material world, on a artificial surface level, in the third dimensional consciousness. You could very well be this person who is quote unquote successful, but the lesson that you learned in doing this at some point on your spiritual path and soul journey is that life is not for you. That life where you have to constantly put on a mask and perform and embody an energy that you know that you are not, is definitely not for you. And this is a part of this journey on your twin flame soul path, realizing where you didn't show up for yourself, and showing up for yourself once you understood that what you were doing, how you were applying yourself, how you were behaving, what habits you adopted, what you did on a daily didn't align with your highest vibrational self on your highest vibrational timeline. And you are constantly awakening and constantly and becoming enlightened on this spiritual path and soul journey. So there is also always this process of shifting out of a version of yourself that no longer aligns with you, in order to shift into and embody and exude the high vibrational energy, shift into the version of yourself that you were always meant to become. And I'm getting the message that you feel that or that you still need to forgive people that will never feel comfortable seeing you in your power. I'm getting this because, like I said in one of my last videos, this is not a extension of my last video, but the message that came up in that video was that people are going to be triggered as you are, people that used to be tied to your energy, people that feel somehow entitled to your presence, entitled to your energy, are going to be triggered by this greater alignment with your truest, most authentic self, with this embodiment of yourself, this embodiment of your energy that is most serving your soul, instead of serving the conventionality of the third dimensional reality, of the matrix, of the illusion that is the external world, this reality where what is normal has to be adopted, what is socially acceptable is what you should abide by at all times, or else there is something not right with what you're doing in your life. I'm getting that. There is something coming up where you need to forgive the fact that these people will never feel comfortable, will never support a version of yourself that is showing up for you in the ways that they don't show up for themselves, because they believe in the illusion more than they believe in their own soul. So I'm getting that this is what's coming up for you in this twin flame union as you are stepping into this new chapter, this new year where you are shedding every energy, every situation, everything that is not compatible with your energy within your own soul, every feeling that you are feeling, you have to allow in your body. And I'm sensing that you're doing this in this awakened divine feminine energy. You are allowing your emotions, no longer suppressing them, and so you're addressing this everything that comes up. I'm getting that another message is that when you get hurt or rejected, you think about yourself, you think about how there is something that you need to change about yourself. So in a sense, people being triggered by you is this rejection, and also just being outright rejected because of who you are, what you choose to do, the energy you exude, and the way you are. You are outright rejected sometimes because you aren't this conventional being. You aren't meant to be this person who molds and fits into society, into the pre-existing mold. And so I'm getting that what's surfacing is that sometimes you get hurt by the rejection and you think that there's something that you need to change about yourself. And then I'm getting that there's this process of ruminating on that thought that you need to change. There's something wrong. And you process this because you are on a deeper level connected to your soul. You process this until your ego mind quiets down and you can hear the inner guidance of your soul telling you to remain grounded, to remain rooted in self-compassion, in self-confidence, in belief and trust in yourself and who you choose to become, and your highest vibrational path and your highest vibrational self on your spiritual path and soul journey. I'm also getting the message that these things that surface on your spiritual path and soul journey are things that you try to hide, things, parts of yourself that you try to hide are your weaknesses, or what your mind perceives as weakness, especially when you're in a situation where you can't remove yourself from people who outright reject you, who outright are triggered by everything that you do, everything that you are, because you are embodying at this point on your spiritual path and soul journey such a high vibrational frequency that is so polarizing. I'm getting the message that this is not the time to shrink yourself, to go back into a lesser awakened version of yourself. And in fact, there is no way that you could possibly embody a lesser version of yourself, a person that you vibrated out of. In fact, your soul is not allowing you to not follow your inner guidance, to not listen to your inner voice, to not continue to choose your heart and soul, to choose your highest vibrational frequency, your highest vibrational path, your highest vibrational self on your spiritual path and soul journey. Your soul is simply not allowing you to sacrifice yourself for other people's comfort. And I'm getting that for divine feminines, awakening in your divine feminine, I should say, because we all have a balance of divine feminine and divine masculine energy in this twin flame union. Both counterparts, you both have a balance of divine feminine and divine masculine energy. And so awakening in your divine feminine energy and choosing to remain aligned in this energy and in harmony and balance within yourself, and exuding the high vibrational frequency that you exude, and embodying your fullest, most authentic, truest self, and continuing to create your path on your highest vibrational path, and embodying your highest vibrational self. People are going to get triggered simply because of the societal programming that has these notions of disempowering the divine feminine. And steeped in this hate, really, for divine feminine energy. And so I'm getting that the parts of yourself that you try to hide are your weaknesses, are these things that make you more vulnerable in a world where you already aren't the conventional person in. So you try to hide your weaknesses, or what your mind perceives as weaknesses, especially when you are in a situation where you can't remove yourself from retaliation and negative energy that others exude. And you do this because you feel like if people who don't like you, who hate you, and essentially the person you are, know the things that push your buttons, that trigger you, they will, that not only trigger you, but I'm sensing not trigger you, but, well, trigger is a word to use, but also wound you or hurt you in a sense. So you feel like if people who don't like you or who hate you and essentially the person you are know the things that push your buttons, they will use them against you. And you have this fear that you will be retaliated against so much for expressing your truest, most authentic self that somehow you won't heal from the retaliation, from the people that are triggered by you, either physically acting against you or retaliating in a way that is so unstabilizing in a way. And so I'm getting that this causes you to have this fear of the fullest expression of your light, soul energy, and that protecting yourself means hiding, suppressing, because you fear that you couldn't potentially recover from the hate that is inflicted on you. Because hateful people, people who are triggered by simply who you are, you can't really have control over what they do. You don't have control over how other people react to you. And so I'm getting that all of the preconceived ideas about how they are going to retaliate against you, I'm getting that they're not invalid because you don't have this intuition that you are in danger when you are embodying your highest vibrational self. That's not crazy, quote unquote crazy, in any way, because we do live in a society where people actually are physically hurt because they are different from other people. So in a way you hide your weaknesses to protect yourself, but I'm getting the message that you can't control other people, but you can control how you react, how you feel through your emotions, how you react or don't react, how you instead feel through your emotions and connect more deeply with who you truly are. And understand that not to underestimate your power, not to underestimate the power of embodying your most authentic, most aligned version of yourself. Even if people are triggered, even if people retaliate against you, you conforming, you assimilating, you already learned that this is not something that is for you. So I'm getting that divine is saying when people have this triggered reaction to you embodying your highest vibrational self, you should continue to embody your highest vibrational self and see how and in what ways you can embody your highest vibrational self more, how you can step into alignment even more, how you can grow and expand on your highest vibrational timeline even more. Embody your most authentic self even more. How can you show up for yourself even more? How can you shine more of your light? How can you be more of a light for yourself in your inner world? How can you raise your vibration? And I'm getting that as these things have surfaced on your spiritual path and soul journey into greater alignment, into union with your twin flame, with your high level soulmate, you are understanding that letting your weaknesses be known are a part of embodying your truth and expressing yourself fully, letting your story be heard without editing parts of yourself out, because all of it is a part of your story. Many people throughout time on earth who are not assimilated into the conventionality of third dimensional consciousness, who are not allowing societal norms, conventions, beliefs to shape who they become, have edited parts of their story out for many different reasons. But I'm getting that you in this twin flame union, in this high level soulmate connection, you so deeply connecting with your soul and embodying this divine love, you incarnated on earth to exist as your truth. And a part of existing as your truth is expressing your truth fully in telling your story and letting your story be heard, if that is something that your soul is guiding you to do. I'm getting that a part of your divine purpose is showing up as every part of who you are, and in doing so, reshaping what love means, what it means to be human, what it means to live and be happy and successful. You are at this point in your spiritual alignment, in your spiritual path and soul journey, where you choose in every moment, in every step of the way, to be yourself, to be your truest self. You thought being known and being fully yourself, not editing yourself out, was a weakness, when really embracing everything that you are and continuing to choose your heart and soul to come into this inner balance, inner equilibrium, this inner harmony within yourself, to choose this divine love, the love that you feel in your heart. This is your strength. However this looks in your life, choosing yourself, creating, aligning with high vibrational energy on your highest vibrational timeline, raising your vibration. This is your strength, and this is your spiritual path and soul journey. So I am going to conclude the reading here. I feel that all the messages that needed to come through flowed through this reading. So let's take this moment to become aware of our own energy. Breathe in slowly and deeply. And out. Grounding yourself in the present moment. Ground yourself in the present moment. If you resonate with this video, if you resonate with messages in this video, and if you resonate with the videos on my channel, then subscribe